Welcome back to Trading with CJ. With everything going on in the market right now, we've got something slightly different for you today, okay? We've got a bit of a fun video, but hopefully it'll give you an insight into my thoughts on these companies. A lot of people are moving away from volatile and penny stocks at this moment in time because they want to make sure their portfolio is solid, and that is completely understandable. 80% of my portfolio is in growth stocks, okay? That is the way to make sure you have a much more stable and diverse portfolio. Of course, you can be exposed to penny stocks, high risk, SPAC stocks, etc., but you should definitely have some growth stocks in your portfolio. And on a daily basis, I get sent ticker symbols. What do you think of ABC? What do you think of XYZ, etc.? So hopefully this will give you a better understanding of my thoughts on these companies. We'll create the little chart, okay? This is the chart. We've got amazing, huge potential, solid, 50-50, and not for me. The reason I don't have a specific chart here, which is, amazing, average, bad, is because none of these stocks, in my opinion, are bad. I think they're all good, however, they're just not for me. So please take this with a pinch of salt, guys. This is my personal opinion. This is what I'm personally invested into and my strategy going forward. It doesn't mean they are bad investments. You might think the not for me ones is your amazing company, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not a financial advisor, so if you are planning on investing, you should always do your own research first. If you appreciate this, please go ahead and smash the like and subscribe to my channel. We're trying something different today. Hopefully you enjoy this. And yeah, let's get into it. So I've got a lot of stocks to go through, so we're going to give you very brief thoughts on this company and move straight on to the next one. I'll talk about all of these in our Discord, which is completely free to join. Link in the description below. So the first company up here is we're going for Shopify. You may have heard of Shopify. Ticker symbol SHOP. This is on the New York Stock Exchange, and it's an big online e-commerce platform. And I really do think this company is pretty good, okay? I actually really like what they're doing. However, I do not currently own them. Their current prices are very, very expensive. The PE ratio is currently 437. Absolutely huge. For me, Shopify is a solid company, though. I'd happily have it in my portfolio. I just don't at this moment in time because I think it's quite overvalued. If it does drop considerably more, then it may move up. So for me, having Shopify, though, in the portfolio is a solid investment, okay? I'll happily have it in there. I just would like the price to drop down a little bit more. Now we've got a good old Facebook, ticker symbol FB. Facebook, you know this one, the big social media platform, but they have a lot going on, okay? They have WhatsApp, they have Instagram, and they're going into lots of other sectors. This is one of the best balance sheets out there in the business, and it is incredibly undervalued, in my opinion. And its current price PE ratio, it's about 26. If we compare that with a lot of other tech stocks out there in similar sectors, this is incredibly undervalued. I do own Facebook. It is one of my largest positions. So guess what, guys? Putting this one as amazing. Now we've got Space, Virgin Galactic, so ticker symbol SPCE. Spoke about this company a lot. This is obviously trying to send people to the moon. You've probably heard about this one by now. And yeah, it is one of the most volatile companies out there. Although in my opinion, this is a growth stock because you are hoping that this is going to go to space and make some incredible money. It's a lot more speculative than most of these on the list that you're going to see today. But I do really like this company. I managed to get in at incredibly low prices. Averaged up a little bit, but yeah, I would not be buying at the $50 mark. At its current prices now, I may consider buying some more. But yeah, it is complete speculation. However, for me, the potential is huge on this one. And I'm quite happy having it in my portfolio, okay? It's volatile, that's for sure. You've got to consider that. This is a lot different from these other stocks. But yeah, for me, this one has huge potential, so I'm going to put it on the huge potential category. This next one was actually a request on Instagram, so I wanted to include it in, and it is a growth stock. You've probably heard of this one as well. Lemonade, ticker symbol LMND. This IPO'd earlier in the year, last year, and yeah, it's been on a bit of a run. It has dropped off like most companies as of the last few weeks. It's got a pretty big market cap of over $5 billion, $5.5 billion. And yeah, it's just not a company that necessarily interests me too much. I don't really care too much about this mortgage sector. I do think they're going to have to change what they're doing going forward, and I think it's definitely a sector to watch out for. But right now, I'm not really in this kind of financial sector, so to speak, apart from a couple of stocks, which we'll go into as well. But yeah, it's just not one that necessarily interests me. So for me, Lemonade is not for me. Now we've got Uber, ticker symbol UBER. You probably all know this one, the big cab company, okay? Uber Eats, Uber drivers, etc. This company, really did take off a few years back. We all heard this one, and I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, as of the last few years. However, it was on a bit of a run. 2020 had a pretty good year. It actually hit its all-time highs, and now currently trading for about $55. This is not a company I own. It's very high valuation, and there's a lot of competitors now in this sector and innovating, okay? We've got The food sector, Just Eat, Deliveroo, they're all coming out as well. And then driving sector, we've obviously got Lyft as well, which has not recently come out. It's not one that I'm in, and I don't have any plans to get into Uber, so this one is not for me as well. Onto a payment processing company. Now, I say I'm not in the finance sector, not necessarily. However, I am in this company. We're talking about Visa. Ticker symbol V. This is one of the biggest payment processing companies. You normally hear Visa and MasterCard. I think they're pretty similar, so you can include them on the same on this. But for me, I do own Visa. It's not done an awful lot for me. It grows at a few % per year. Much better than a savings account though. So for me, this is a solid investment. I don't think it has amazing, huge potential. We're not going to see incredible gains. I don't think this is an amazing company. But it's a solid company that I'm definitely more than happy to own and have in my portfolio. Now we're going to Netflix. Now you guys all know Netflix, okay? There's a lot of competitors out there now for Netflix. And this is never one that I've been too interested in. I was always a bit 50-50 with it. I must admit, I was always 50-50. However, I have decided I do not want to invest into Netflix. You know, I think they definitely need to innovate, come up with something new. This is the way going forward. People, you know, are definitely watching more online stuff, but there's also a lot of other companies out there in this sector that are coming out. Out of all the FANG stocks, Netflix is definitely, in my opinion, the weakest link, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad company. It's just one that is not for me. And that brings us on to the next one, which is Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA. This is basically the equivalent of Amazon, but in China. Alibaba, you guys probably know I like this company because I spoke about them a lot. At their prices right now, I think it is an absolute steal. People aren't that interested in this one because it is in the Chinese markets, and you know, it's a little bit 50-50 on the markets. However, this is a growing market in my opinion. Alibaba is incredible, good money, okay? It's making nice profits, low debt, and at an incredible valuation. So for me, at these prices, I think it is an amazing company, and I'm actually going to put that on the amazing category, Alibaba. Next up, we've got Fiverr. Guys, Fiverr, done an analysis video on these a long time ago, and it was my stock pick in the stock league video, okay? Fiverr is basically a marketplace for freelancers. You can go on it and do creative designs, social media, help with marketing, etc. Anything you have to offer, you can go on it and you can promote yourself and people can buy your service. So yeah, Fiverr is a great growing platform, okay? There's not much competition out there. You've got Upwork as well, which I've also put in a similar sector. But Fiverr for me is a very good company. I think it has a good lot of long-term potential, and that is exactly why I put this as huge potential. I own this company. Would happily add as well, to be fair, at these prices. Maybe not go full on in on this, but yeah, definitely nibble away at it here and there as well. Now we have another one in our amazing category. There's not many hitting this amazing spot for me, but this one definitely does. One of the best companies out there. Crazy amounts of cash on their balance sheet, a true innovator in their field. Every single person knows this company. Household name. I'm not even going to explain it. Apple is an amazing company. We spoke about Alibaba being the Amazon of China. However, why not we speak about the real Amazon? For me, Amazon right now is an incredible price, okay? I think the price is so super high. Not incredible as in I want to buy. I think the price has run up a lot. However, I do think this is a steady company. You're never going to see this one have a 30% drop in my opinion. You know, this is steady going to go up over time. Even in a crash, I think it will happily recover quite easily, as you go to see last year. However, there's so many other stocks out there which I think can get me much better and quicker returns on my money. But it's still a very solid company, which is why I've put Amazon as a solid company. That brings us on to Jumia. You may have heard of Jumia. This is probably the less known one on this list. Jumia is a company that I do not currently own, but I'm definitely looking into it. I need to do a bit more research on this company, but I wanted to include it because a couple of people have asked about this one. Jumia, okay, because they are basically dubbed as the Amazon of Africa. Their finances are looking pretty good as well. And yeah, it's one I want to look into, but I don't know enough about it to say that this is a solid company. So I'm going to put Jumia as 50-50 for now. You're probably waiting for this one to come on the list, and it's coming on the list. Tattooed Chef, TTCF, plant-based food company, and I'm actually going to include Beyond Meat in this as well. Pile them together. Tattooed Chef and Beyond Meat, two separate companies, both in similar sectors. Both for me have huge potential. You probably think I'll put Tattooed Chef as amazing because it is my favourite company. However, I don't think it's necessarily proven yet. It's got a little bit more to prove, okay? It's only very early days for this company. In 5 years' time, I can put this one as an amazing company. But right now, I think it needs to prove itself. But the potential here is absolutely huge. So I'm putting Tattooed Chef as huge potential. And the same goes for Beyond Meat. Even at these prices right now, happily loading up on both of these two. Beyond Meat and Tattooed Chef, huge potential. I'm going to chuck a couple of energy companies in here, okay? Now, these aren't necessarily considered your long-term growth plays. These haven't been around for too long, but they are definitely growth stocks. The growth has been incredible. We'll talk about Plug Power here. Plug Power was one of the best performing stocks of 2020, okay? Absolutely insane. I remember looking at this one when it was around $6 and it went up to, what did it actually go up to in the end? Yeah, about $73. Now, even now these prices, it's dropped off a lot. It's currently at 39. I do think right now that this is too overvalued in my opinion. It's not proven at all. It's not really making any money either. I think that the price needs to come down a lot more, okay? However, there is potential there for this, but this is not one I'm interested in, so to speak, because there are a lot of other companies in this renewable energy sector, hydrogen, etc., that I am interested in. So I'm going to put Plug as one that's not for me, but I can definitely see why people would be buying it. However, moving on to one that is for me, for sure. You guys know I love this company. It isn't a renewable energy company. This is a net zero carbon company. Okay, that's their aim anyway. GEVO, biofuel. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put out biofuel. GEVO is a company where I see absolutely huge potential. There's so many catalysts for this one. Check out all my videos on GEVO. Love this company. Ticker symbol GEVO. They are a biofuel company trying to achieve net zero carbon emissions. Huge potential. Not amazing because once again, not proven, but yeah, huge potential. I've got about another 4 to go. I would have made a lot more because there's so many growth stocks out there that I want to talk about / own. But yeah, I don't want this video to be ridiculously long. Moving on to our next one here. Microsoft. Ticker symbol MSFT. Another solid play. You guys know this company. Now, I don't necessarily think there is amazing potential because it's always going to be a solid play. It's going to keep growing up over time. And they're just a leader in their field, okay? I do not actually own any Microsoft. Would happily buy, but yeah, I think this company is a solid company, so I'm going to put it as solid. And that brings me on to Dropbox. Dropbox is a big technology company. Now, this is one where I think it is extremely undervalued. If we actually look at their stock right now, the PE ratio is very low considering what they are doing and their financials, okay? Look at the current price of this stock. It is actually $23.48. This is very low, okay? And it hasn't really had an incredible year. It hasn't gone up like that like most of these other companies, which is great, but I think they have a lot of good things in the pipeline. Now, I do not actually own a position in Dropbox, but I'm definitely looking to get in. I'm just waiting for this one to potentially maybe drop a little bit more. But yeah, Dropbox for me is a company that has huge potential going forward, okay? It hasn't met that potential yet, but I do think it has it. Our second from last one here is Nike. Okay, you guys know Nike. This is the big sportswear brand, footwear company, etc. I used to own Nike, actually. I made a very nice gains. I did sell out for a nice profit. I bought in at the crash level, sold out for a nice profit. I'm actually 50-50 on this one, whether to get back in. It is a slow and steady growth stock, I would say. But yeah, in that sector right now, you know, it's not one that necessarily interests me too much. I know it's involved in a lot of online, but it's also a retail stock. And that's not something that I'm necessarily overly interested in. So for now, I'm going to put Nike as 50-50, but it doesn't mean that I will never get back into this one ever again. It's just 50-50. And the last one up here is Disney. You guys probably know by now, if you've been watching my channel for about 8 months or so, this is one of my favorite companies, and it hasn't changed. Okay, I really do love this company. I think they've got their fingers in all pies. They've got the online streaming, the theme parks, the cruise ships, everything. A bit of everything right here. Disney is a stable player, and if you've got in at any of those crash levels, I think it's an absolute steal. If this does have a sell-off in the next few weeks, I'll be loading up even more, that's for sure. But Disney is a solid company for me. I'm not going to put this as amazing just because I think the other ones there have much more growth potential in the next 5 years or so. But Disney, happily leaving this one in my portfolio and happily even adding, to be fair, here and there, nibbling away at Disney. So that's my picks today. That was 20 different stocks right there, and hopefully you enjoyed this. This graph doesn't necessarily represent how good the companies are. This is just my opinion on what I'm personally doing with these companies. Let me know in the comments below if there's any stocks that you wanted me to add in here, etc. Because if there's a big demand, I may do another one down the line similar to this. Okay, so yeah, let me know. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you can smash the like and subscribe to my channel, that really is appreciated. We talk about penny stocks, value stocks, growth stocks, you name it, all on this channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time.